Today's gonna be my third box on the road to OSCP. Today we're gonna be doing a Windows box from Offset's Proving Grounds. It's gonna be nickel. This one's gonna be the last two boxes I've been doing have been Linux, so this is gonna be a little bit of difference because it's gonna be Windows, which will be so that way I can mix it up a little bit. Hope you guys have been learning stuff along with me. If you guys have any questions, comments, feel free to go ahead and suggest them. And this one is going to be a little bit different because I have already done it before recording this video, so I have a rough idea of more of what I'm doing instead of just bumbling around like I was doing with the other ones as I figure it out. Please excuse my mess. I'm still getting my whole camera set up. I haven't been doing videos in a while, so yeah. Alright, so let's come over here and go over to our Kali box. Let me go ahead and get us started. Let's connect to CD to desktop. Sudo VPN Kali. Let's put that in there. Make sure we connect. So, alright. Let me just make sure we can have full connectivity to this box. Alright. You guys can see it a little bit better. Alright. Let's go ping. Let's make sure it is up. It is up. Alright. Clear. Alright, so first things we're gonna go ahead and do is we will be doing our nmap-p-p, but right here it is IP address of it is 99, so let's go ahead and modify this real quick. So with this, snap, hold on. So be nmap-p-p is the full port scan we'll be doing for the IP address 168.168.1.4.1.99. And then we do the -VV for verbose mode, and then we're gonna pipe it into grep, and then we're gonna grep for the word discover, so that way we can get a list of the IPs that are not IPs, that list of ports that are open available for us to actually go against quickly. So while that starts going, let's see. Oh man, hold on. What did I mess up in? 192.168.141, grep discover 99. Let's go at it one more time. Alright, let's remove this discovered. Is this actually still connected? Yes, that's still connected. Alright, this ping. Alright, so he's up. So it's preventing against the scans right now. So with that, what we will end up having to do is let's go and push the -P, and N is this does not do the check for actual the ping check beforehand. And so right off the bat, we can see the list of ports are coming up. We see port 135, we see port 389, which is remote desktop protocol. We see port 21, which is FTP. We see port 22, which is SSH, and then we see port 139, which is for SMB, believe. Yes, let me just verify that real quick before I tell you information that's not even true. There's so many ports, man. I'm not gonna lie, you just keeping track of them. Some of them you should. Yes, it is SMB. And then for port 35 is also gonna be port 35 is gonna be SMS. This would pop-up message. As with Windows, it's a Windows port that's end up using. Alrighty. Yep, it's also with the SMB RPC over. It's so I'm just reading over here on this article. Port 135 details, trying to get a little bit of information on it. Alright, so we got that going. So we see we have some high ports here. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and run nmap. Let's figure out what actual services are running on there. So we'll do the ST, which does the full, like I said in the previous video, it actually does the full handshake connection. Like, hey, are you there? Yes, I'm here. Okay, hi, cool. So then we do the SV, which is the being the version number. The SC is the safe script. We're going to do the -P for the ports, and we're going to specify ports 21, 22, 135, 139, 3389, port 8089, port 53s. And then we're going to put it out into a file called OA. We're going to name it nickel. We're going to put the -PN, so that way it doesn't do the ping check. It's just going to assume it's up and scan it, and then the -BV. Now, all the stuff should come out. We're going to go ahead and run this and see what comes up right away. So first thing we do notice while we're looking at these results is we are seeing that there is no actual port 80. There's no obvious HTTP server. There is we got FTP, so we can go ahead while we wait for the results. See FTP. Let's see what we can get. Test at me.com. This is for usually like the anonymous logon. Lets you log in with an email address, and login or password is incorrect, so it's not going to let you do that. Anonymous, when you sign in with FTP anonymous login, unless you sign in with an email address and stuff, it's always good to check out. So as right now we can see we have some ports open. We're just waiting for this to go through. About 99% done. We should be getting the results here soon. We started to scan, so I'm going to go ahead and push pause and then return back when this is done. Alright, so the results are back, so let's see what we have. So right off the bat, we can see we have the port 21, which we knew, which is FTP. It's a FileZilla FTP server. Unix, it's FileZilla. Okay, we can see we have SSH. Alright, 135 and 139, figured for that was for RPC and NetBIOS, which we figured out from looking at that other document. Port 3389, we already knew that that is the RDP. We have the SSL cert. The name of the box is nickel. This here's nickel. Okay, we can come through. Target name, NetBIOS name, nickel. Okay, so we nailed the name of the box as nickel. We see on port 8089 has HTTP, and then the the 5 3s, or the the 3 5s, or the I don't even know how you would say it, but the 5 3s is an HTTP server also. MD5 hash, unknown icon, set that have a title. Supported methods are get and post. Okay. Alright, so let's go check out the box. Go to 192. Well, there's the 333. Okay, we get to the not found. Then we come back here, and then we come to DevOps dashboard here on 8089. So let's see. So you can view page sources. So here on the view page sources, we can see that it's making these requests when we click on it, but they're going to the APIPA address. APIPA is a networking address. It's 169.254 blah blah blah. It could be whatever. At the last 2 octets, could be whatever. But it's basically saying it doesn't have an IP address. It's the IP address that your system assigns to itself when it doesn't have a way to connect to the address. The definition of it's called APIPA. So, or the net definition, the name of it's called APIPA. APIPA addresses. Automatic private IP addressing, PIPA, and it is 169.254 to 169.255.254 address. So it's an internal. It does so. It's calling back to itself on these ports, is what we can tell. So let us see if we can come here, Control C, Control V, and let's see what this one gets us. Alright, not found. Let's come over here and duplicate this tab. Come over here, list of processes, Control C. Control V, list of processes. I got the quote right there at the end. Let me close it. Alright, cannot get list of running processes. Cool. So now with this information, we're able to see, alright, so it's maybe we gotta run it the other way. So we come back to our end map, we see that it says supported methods are get and post. So it says it cannot get is a get a request. So let's try to do it in a different setup, as such as burp, as such as a post request. So we'll open up Burp Suite. Burp Suite is a great tool to get familiar with. It is something that I know in the OSCP that I'm going to be using a lot, so I'm going to be trying to get just more familiarization with it. Now, to make this work, we have to come over here to the settings from our browser. And then whoa, sounds like someone's here. Give me one moment to check what's going on. Alright, back again. So we gotta come over here. We're gonna go to proxy. We're gonna go to options. We're gonna see that we have port 8080 open. We're gonna add the proxy here. We're gonna pick our IP address, which is the 149.141. 49.141, we're gonna put 8080, hit OK, and then we come back down here to network settings. We're gonna click manual 127, 8080, click OK. Alright, so now we should come back over here to proxy HTTP intercept. Intercept is off. We want to click it to put intercept is on. Now let's come over here and hit a refresh on this. Now once we have it, we see that it is a get request. I do action send to repeater. Repeater is another part inside of Burp Suite that allows us to make modifications to the web request, so that way when the web server receives it, it's a modified request and we can see how it responds. So we come to repeater, we can see that it is a get request. We can right click. We can change the request method, because before as you saw in the end map, it said that it allowed two methods, get and post. So we're changing it from the get to post, as here you can see on the top part. Now we have the host 192.141.99.333. We have everything. Let's go ahead and hit send. Now, while we scroll down, we can see here that there is a list of services. We have system idle process, system process. Let's see, Win IT, CRS, Win Logon. So these are the services that are actually running on a Windows box. If you go to your task manager, you Control Delete task manager and processes. These are some of the stuff that you would be seeing in your boxes. So we come down to some command exe. We should see, let's make this a little bit bigger. I don't know if you guys can see this good. Let's see. Alright. We can see that the cmd exe system dev task.exe is deployed. C work dev YAML users Araya. Okay, so we have a username. Okay, we have the username Araya, and then we have the password that is here in this hash. So let us copy this information down. As always, I am still using Obsidian for my note taking and everything like that. Now, let's see. I have, let's see, Alright, give me one moment. Nickel, note. Call this creds. Hold on, let me just make that smaller. Alright, so we'll call this creds, and then we have the name Araya, and then we have her hash. Control C. Delete. It's Alright, so we have her name and we have the creds. Now we need to figure out what this is. So the best way to do that is come back over here. There's a great resource online called CyberChef. Oh, hold on, I gotta turn off proxy. Give me 1 second. There's a tool called Foxy Proxy that lets you switch between your proxies and everything. I should definitely look at getting that. Alright, so or installing that out. What was I going to look up? Man, I was gonna look up something. I totally forgot. Oh, CyberChef. Alright, we click on CyberChef. CyberChef is an awesome tool. It allows you to insert stuff. You can do a lot of things with hashes, troubleshoot things, resolve stuff. So here we can put in the hash here. It goes into the input. We have right here output. On the left hand side we have the operations that we were trying to do, to base code from base 64 to hex from hex. So we're going to start off with something simple. So we drop it on. Here's the recipe and what's the output. So we know this is encrypted, so we want to decrypt it so it's coming from. So we'll start off with from base 64, and lo and behold, there's the password. Let's see, let's copy this, hit copy, bam, and paste it into our notes. Alright, so now let's come back over here and look. So we have a username and we have a password. We did see that FTP was open and SSH. So I am going to go ahead and try and to see if I can SSH into the box with the creds that I was able to discover. SSH. Alright, and then let's put in the password we just got. Control Shift. And then go, who am I? And I am on the box Araya as Araya. Awesome, cool. So now we just got we got user on the box Araya. So now what we need to do is we need to start enumerating, doing Windows enumeration or things like that. So now there's a great tool out there. Give me 1 second. I'll pull this. It's called WinPeas. Now WinPeas here, it has the exe and the bat script. So what we will go ahead and do is reply request for the bat script. Let's go WinPeas. Man, it gets really. Hold on. Let's get binaries. Let's get the 64-bit. Man, So it's just so complicated now, just trying to get something. There we go. Just go in here, copy this, come back over here, come over here, CD, get control should be. Alright. Let's go. Okay, I wonder if I already have this win piece. Win piece. Ooh, we got a lot of One Piece exe. Let's see. One Piece.exe. See if I can get it with the actual dot. No, alright, whatever. Whatever. That wasn't the one I wanted, man. Go Google.com. One Piece GitHub exe. Alright, let's see. They used to just have the exe you could just download, man. There we go. This is what I was looking for, bro. It's so. Copy link. There we go. Cool. There we go. That's what I want. So now we're in here. So then we're gonna do get http dot 192.168.141. No, that's not my IP address. My push 49.141. And then what is the name of this file? Go to call it piece, copy selection, paste clipboard, and we're going here. Python 80. Come over here. And then let's see if we can delete get it. Oh no! Delete get is not a command recognized. That's not cool. So let's go PowerShell. Let's see if it works in PowerShell. Control-C, all right. So the response content. I don't know if you can see this. This is. Let's see. Let's pop this up a little bit. There we go. The response content cannot be parsed because it is. Please specify use basic parsing. All right. So we can do that. Dash. Control-C, Did it call it? What happened? That was so quick. So it did pull it. Alright, so we'll do it again. And then we'll do -O, and then we'll call it winpiece.exe. Cool. There it is. So let's do winpiece.exe. And it's running, man. Let's see what we got. Check the information, see if it's vulnerable to exploit. Exception access denied. Laps is not installed. Laps is something awesome to install. So if you don't know what Laps is, Laps it sets you up so that way every system in your network has a different different password for administrator. So that way an attacker gets in the same. Some companies will use the same password for all their administrator password for everything, but Laps makes it so everyone's different. Alright, let's see what information is coming up. Username, administrator, true information about local users. Yeah. Okay. Shut down. Current user array. Oh, 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 oh. A little sick here. Let's see what we got. Client negotiation. Client require sign. NTLM. Landman. Always installed elevator isn't available. There's some manipulation stuff. System isn't inside domain, so it isn't vulnerable. Permissions, authenticated users, app data, create directories. Okay. Let's go back down. Let's see what else we can find. That is cool. All access, default users, auto login. You have nickel, all access, users, take ownership. These are just other PID is doing one piece with owner. Take ownership. Exception access denied. Interest is not Microsoft. Let's see. Still a lot of information. Modify all server over service. You cannot modify any services. Looks like you cannot change any registry services. Alright, checking right permissions file. Hijackings, no, doesn't look like you can write to anything. Current active window applications, doesn't look like there's anything I can run up there. Unquoted VMware, where is it? Unquoted space detected. Okay, and VMware stuff, I can probably do something with that if I needed to. Start menu, path injection. Okay, for privilege escalations. Let's see what else we got. Oh, it's a lot of information. Okay, we got desktop unquoted one. Users, scheduled applications, device drivers, network information, listening ports. We can see got we got the FileZilla. That's interesting. Yeah, port 80 it says port 80 is listening, but when we did the Nmap scan, it wasn't. So I think it's only listening for itself. I don't know. That's interesting. But it's not here neither. Okay. Mode, Araya, packaging, Nico. I already have her password, so that hash doesn't, And then it's NTLM, but I already have the password. It's not gonna be like I'm gonna pass the hash. I know the password. I'll just send you the password. Oh, searching for hidden files or folders. Bit stamp. Users, default users, all users. User test user. So if you saw that, that was from just earlier. I was seeing how that was, what it comes up. So what we'll do is, so we'll go cd user, see what other stuff interesting is there. dir. I see we got administrator, public, but to go see, try to get into the administrator account. So then we'll go cd back one, dir, see what's there. We have the FTP, okay. cd, hold on. Alright, so we cd into, alright, sorry about that. So what we'll do is cd into the C drive. We'll see that there's a FTP user. So usually what I'm looking for is stuff that comes out that order have, you know, that's just not normally there, that doesn't belong with doesn't, you know. So we'll cd, Phil, let me type cd ftp dir. Okay, so now we got an infrastructure PDF. So let's see. Now what I can do is, okay, hold on. That wasn't a good idea. Alright, let me go in here. Alright, so we know FTP was open, so we can go FTP Raya at 192.168.141.99, and then it's gonna ask us for her password, which, you know, thanks to her awesome passwords, we have maybe it's gonna let us, because I see what I did wrong. I put 192 instead of 192. Alright, and then we put in paste clipboard, enter, we are logged in. Alright, so we can go dir. Oh, passive mode. Alright, so if you ever get this issue, this is something that I had a lot of issues with. I was trying to figure out, like, because it kept dying and everything and entering extended passive mode. So the trick is just type passive. So we're going to come out of here, exit, let's clear this out again. So what we do is to type passive, and then it says passive mode off. It turns it off. All right. So now you can type commands that actually get stuff. So we'll do, I think it's get. We'll put infrastructure PDF. All right. So then we're going to open up another tab. There it is. Infrastructure. Alright, so then let's open this up and see what we can get. Open folder. Infrastructure PDF. And it's password protected. Ain't that some shit? So we'll end up using a tool like John the Ripper to catch that, but the issue is now it's password protected. So because it is password protected, what we need to do is we need to go ahead and set up a way to, we need to get a hash to crack. And so we need to extract the hash from the box, from the machine. So what we'll do is I have a tool called, it's called PDF to John. It's a Perl script. So cd, we're going, it's in here my out folder. Then we go cd John run ls. All right, so this is from the John GitHub. It's very, has a lot of resource tools. So we'll do, it's going to be PDF to John, this one right here, copy selection, Perl, oh, right here. So the Perl PDF to John, it's called blah 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 blah. Infrastructure PDF. So when we run that, it makes everything out into a hash. So then we'll want to pop the hash out into, we will call it infrastructure PDF, but instead we'll call it infrastructure hash. So we'll go back into our root directory. I don't even know if you guys can see the screen good, so hold on. So let me back this up a little bit. So what I did is I ran Perl PDF to John, and that ended up giving me this hash. This is the hash that we're going to use with John the Ripper to crack. But instead, I ended up piping it into a folder inside my, just my, working directory, and I call it infrastructure hash. Alright, so there we go. Infrastructure hash cat. There it is. So we have it, infrastructure hash. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run John. Okay. Let me clear all this back up. So it's John. John is the tool, John the Ripper. We're gonna need -- wordless. We're gonna use the basic rock-u txt wordless. You should one day go look up the story for where this wordless came from. It is a ridiculous story. It is kind of crazy, but we're going to be using this basic rock-u.txt wordless against this infrastructure.hash file, and we're going to hit run. Alright, no hashes left to check. Loaded one hash, MD5. Let's see, what am I doing wrong? Let's run this one more time then. John, run. Let's go. John, run. No, okay. It's probably not the way it's supposed to be. Just John. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna push pause while I figure this out. Alright, so I'm back with Luna. It's my turn to have her for a little bit. So now the reason why here it wasn't working before is because I had already used this. I already used John the Ripper to crack the hash, so it was already saved. So I ended up having to do the -- show infrastructure hash because that was the hash stuff that I just wanted to show it already. So it ended up coming Araya 4168. This was the exact syntax that I did use to crack it, so it will work when you do try to crack it. So when we come back over here to our document that we were trying to open, let us go in here. Alright, we go in here, we pop this guy in, we hit, oh no, that's not going to be it. That's way too big. It was Araya. Now this is also due to the whole weak passwords, the reason this is vulnerable. Now if they would have had long passwords, something 14, 15 characters or longer, we would be able to, wouldn't be having this problem. So we have we have infrastructure notes. These are just notes for the infrastructure, temporary command endpoint, HTTP nickel. And then question marks. I guess this is where the question mark is where the command, I guess, would go. And then we have backup system, HAP nickel, backup. So you see here, the thing is there is no semicolon saying, oh, this is going to be hosted on a separate port. It just shows it as basically port 8080 or port 80 basic HTTP. Now when we did come back over here, hold on, right over here, one of these systems, we'll just run it again instead of having to scroll back up. Here we're able to see that port 80, at least at one point I thought I saw it. Yeah, see, port 80 is open. What does this T stand for, this column? Give me 1 second. PID, okay, the process ID number is number 4. So here you can see port 80 is open. Right there. Okay. I wonder if there is CW get HTTP 120. I gotta use the basic parsing, sorry. Copy selection. So I can see it is open. Alright. So let us go. Dash. Okay, so then it said I should be able to run a command here, right nickel question slash whatever the command is that I want to run. So let me figure, how do I want to run this? So we can do, she's getting a little fussy, hold on. Let's do, who am I? Do incorrect parameter. W get incorrect parameter. Okay. So we were working good until I did that. Alright. Let me see. Question mark. I get a response there. Okay. Alright, so it's not gonna, it's just spaced out too much. It's not gonna let me see it. Alright. Let me see what else we're gonna have to do. So we're probably gonna have to do like an invoke web request or something to figure this out. Let me see. Let me think how we can do this. Give me a second. Gotta deal with the crying baby. Alright, you got a little bit, calm it down a little bit. Alright, so here we can see that from within our SSH then we're able to make requests to the port 80. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna do a create a variable. Give me 1 second. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a variable, and with that variable we're gonna have it to do Let's do face selection. Alright, Ranger. Woo. Study for the Ranger Regiment. You know, graduated in November of 2009 from Ranger School, so you always use the variable Ranger. Invoke Rev Request HHCP nickel. We got the who am I. Now we're using the basic parsing, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna go ahead and run that. Now what we want to do is we want to show the raw results. So we're gonna go can't spell. Hold on. Ranger dot raw content, and bam. Now we can see, okay, that was Ranger raw content, and it ran as anti-authority system. Alright, so now we're good. So now we got remote code execution on this box. We know the remote code execution is running as system. So the next plan of action is to actually get reverse shell onto this, get a shell on this box. So what we're gonna want to do is actually create a payload. So with this payload, we'll do a basic. Let's go. Hold on. We'll use MSF Venom. I already have it pre-populated right here, and then we'll call it, instead of Archer, we'll call it the Ranger exploit.exe. So we're gonna do MSF Venom -P for, it's going to begin. Hold on. Oh man, it's messing it all up again. Let's go. MSF Venom. Hold on. MSF Venom -P. -P signifies the payload. The payload we're doing is a Windows x64 because the box is a 64 machine box. We got that from the Nmap scan. We do a shell reverse TCP. Because of the OSCP, you're limited on the your Metasploit, so we're not using Meterpreter. We're using the L host is equal to our actual IP address of our box, which we can get that information from right up here in the top right hand corner. We have our L port 443, which is what we'll be back listening to. 443 is a basic, web HTTP port, no HTTPS. There's firewalls don't really block it, and then we're gonna end up with, we'll call it our shell. Nah, I just want to name it something different. That's what I did on my test, on my practice. So we'll call it the Ranger exploit.exe. So, alright, so we're gonna go ahead and run this. Let's see what we get. We're gonna have to wait for it to generate. Just nice and calm. Alright, it's generating. Well, at least we would hope it's generating. It's doing something. And while that's generating, we'll get this started. We'll do a wget http. What is it? 192.168.49.141. Of course, I actually call it our Ranger underscore exploit.exe. Now we gotta use basic parsing, so we'll just copy this, and then we'll do Control O, and then we'll just Control C, Control V, and then let's see if this has finished generating. Alright, so we can go in ls. We can see that our ranger exploit.exe is there. We see the payload size is 460. There you go. Alright, so let us do a python 3-m 480. Let's see. Alright, cool. So we have that running. We're gonna go in here and hit that. That does not 404 not, because I can't rain. R is for ranger, R is for ranger, A is for R. There we go. Let's see. Let's come back over here. Alright, we can see here we got the 200. It was successful. So now I'm gonna hit exit on this guy. Clear. NC-LV. And PLV is to listen, V is for vulnerables, N is for no DNS, and P is for port. And the IP address 443. I always call it NC Las Vegas, Nevada Party 443. So now in this whole syntax that we used before for Ranger invoke web request of who am I, we will do. Let's figure out which working directory is this one. PWD. Alright, so we know we're in system 32 ls. Alright, and then we're in FTP, which is right here, PWD. So we are here. So what we are gonna want to do is, we're not in the same working directory, so we'll do CV and then here's his CV. Alright, so we have that ready. Make sure our listener is up and ready and running. Cool, it is up, ready, and running. And we run this here, and bam! Go. Cool. Don't cry, mamas, don't cry. We just got system. We just got system. You gotta party, you gotta go, yay, yay. That's what you gotta do, mamas. You gotta say, yay, we got system. But yes. Alright. So what are my takeaways from this box? So this box was very useful. I did learn about the use basic string. There was, having to pay attention, stepping through a lot of the stuff, figuring out, okay, where this port's calling to, where this link's going to, getting through that. It helped me out. I got a lot better on my note taking. At a certain point, I will share my notes online, so that way you guys can see how, the actual end result of my notes. I'll probably make little write-ups publicly available, so that way people can look at them and go through this. But yeah, so this is my third box. 17 more to go, ideally before December 11th, when I plan on starting the OSCP. I need to actually go through and purchase it. I have the money, I just been lazy and haven't set through and purchased it. But hey, thank you again for watching Delgado's tutorials. Me, Jimmy Delgado, with Luna Delgado sleeping, But hey, have a good night.